Hi everyone! Today we're going to take a look at iSolve's expense module. We will show you how we can easily streamline the expense process by allowing employees to submit their expenses and upload receipts through the adaptive employee experience. And we will also discuss how we can automate the approval process for managers and super users as well. So let's jump in. So what you're seeing on my screen right now, this is going to be the adaptive employee experience from the employee and manager's view. So we're going to talk about first the employee experience and how managers can approve those expenses, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the super user view. So we're actually logged in as if we're Shakira, who is one of the employees, but also a manager inside of my company today. And right here from her phone, the employees can go in and upload and submit their expenses through their self-service portal. So in My Expenses, this is where she can upload and add details, provide all of the receipts, and provide all of the details that she'll need in order to successfully submit that receipt to her manager and anybody else that's going to be part of the approval process. Now, keep in mind, during implementation, when we're building out the expense module, we definitely want to make sure that we understand the organization's policies when it comes around expenses. So, for example, if an organization has a policy where they provide a $75 per diem per day, and an employee tries to submit an expense that's over that $75, we can have certain alerts pop up when the employee goes in to submit this expense to let them know that what they're submitting is outside of the company's expense policies. So all of this can be configured during implementation from one client to the next. So the employees will go in, they'll upload and submit their receipts. And then also from our phone view, the managers can come in and approve those expenses as well. So you'll see from Shakira's manager view, she's able to see the expenses that her employee Anastasia submitted. She can see all of the details, take a look at the receipt that she uploaded, and she of course can approve or reject that receipt that was submitted to her. Now, from the super user's point of view, so this could be the payroll team, accounting, anyone else that's going to be involved in the workflow approval process, this is what they would see from their perspective when they come into iSolved. Now, speaking of the workflow approval process, we can have as many different individuals as part of that workflow. So for example, in my demo company, I have it designed where first the employee submits the expense, then it will notify their manager to approve the expense, and then it goes to a final approver in the payroll team for them to approve that as well. But of course, all of that can be configured in implementation. So now we're looking at this from the payroll perspective. When they come in, they land on this expense dashboard. And this is where they can see all of the expenses that are pending their approval. So you'll see in the example, I have 14 different expenses that I need to approve. I can see all of the details on the expenses that were submitted and who it was already approved by in the workflow approval process. And then, of course, I can see some additional information as well, such as how many transactions are still pending, how many have been approved, or how many have even been blocked, those that are still in progress, and those that have even been committed. So now that they've been fully approved, now this is the amount that's going to be committed to payroll processing. And speaking of the payroll process, as I mentioned, once we capture the approval from everyone that's part of that workflow, those expenses will automatically pull right into payroll processing as well. As a wrap-up, we discussed how we can provide an easy-to-use tool for employees to quickly upload receipts and submit expenses. Also, we discussed how we can automate the approval process for managers and super users so that expenses can be ready to go for payroll processing. Thank you all so much.